Alright, here we go. It's that time of the year again where we have a new expansion, so that means it's review time. I had originally intended to do this after I beat the legendary campaign, but I figured I might as well do it all in one once the raid dropped because at the end of the day, it all is the same thing. It's all part of the expansion, so I might as well just do it as its own video. So we're going to start off firstly with the campaign. Honestly, like most people, I was skeptical. I had, positive intentions. I had, positivity going into it that Bungie was going to deliver us something that we were going to, be happy with. Because they've been hyping this up. They've been very, 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 and I mean very adamant that this was going to be an expansion we were going to remember. And again, like most people, I was like, okay, this is all great. I am totally for this. Just prove it. And the last mission, the exorcism mission in the Season of the Lost, it was okay. It wasn't bad. It was exactly what I expected it to be. Was that we were going to do something, wasn't going to go how we wanted, and Salvador was going to get away. Whatever. So, before I go into any story or whatever, obviously, spoilers. That's a given. If you're here to not have spoilers, then what are you doing? But spoilers ahead for raid, campaign, everything. So, flashback to the day Witch Queen dropped. And, 12 hours later, me and my friends finally beat Legendary Campaign. Let me start off by saying this. And this is also an opinion that numerous content creators in the community have shared as well. This, to me, is one of the best expansions Destiny has had to date. I'm talking between both games. Destiny 1 and Destiny 2. Now, it's a toss-up for me between, Forsaken and Taken King, because Rise of Iron was definitely good. It was definitely an expansion that was good. The raid was fantastic. Wrath is a lot of people's favorites. So, with that being said, I definitely think it's a toss-up between Forsaken and Taken King for a lot of people, myself included, on what the best expansion was up until now. And Witch Queen, to me, definitely outranks, at least to me, Taken King. Now, that could be because I wasn't too in depth with Destiny 1. I did towards the end get very, very, very involved with it. But at the time of Taken King, I was not very, involved in the community. I was not like I am with Destiny 2. So I wasn't there in the heat of the moment for the expansion. So I'm sure if it was like right now where I was there for every drop, I was there for every expansion, I was there for every season, I was there for every exotic mission, I'm sure I would feel as strongly as most people in the community about Taken King. But Rise of Iron to me was where I started to really get involved, which is why it holds a big special place in my heart. But Forsaken was definitely the expansion in Destiny 2 that brought this game to where it is. And now Witch Queen blows it out of the water because the campaign, to me, does some of the best storytelling I have ever seen in probably any game I've played, because they had a job to do with this. That there was this character that has been giving us hell for the past 8 years we've known about her. Since Destiny 1, we've been hearing about Savathun. Savathun this, Savathun that, Savathun this, Savathun's coming. And we've been kind of, as Bungie had even said, leaving breadcrumbs along the way, leading up to this. So we knew it was going to be this big thing. She was going to be no joke. And I can honestly tell you, on Legendary Campaign at least, you are going to be in for a fight. You are not going to be able to walk away from that fight without getting hurt. She will put you through the ringer. That boss fight took me and my friends probably a good 4 hours out of the 12 hours we were doing the Legendary Campaign. And the Legendary Campaign itself is no joke. So if you want to do it, and you are a good player, and you feel confident, get yourself a group and do it, because it is something I highly suggest. If you like high-end content like grandmasters, like raids, like contest mode raids, if you're a day one raider and you didn't do legendary campaign, I'm honestly going to ask you what you're doing, because that is going to be one of the best things you can do to challenge yourself, even go into it solo. Because Bungie even took it a step further and said, if you want to do this solo, we'll help you, because we're going to scale the enemies. So the enemies will not be as tough as if you have 3 people. But we went in with 3 people, and the enemy density and the enemy health was just so high, where it was taking like a full mag of a funnel web for me to kill just like an acolyte. It was ridiculous. And I enjoyed it. We all enjoyed it. It was the most pleasurable 12 hours of my life, and it is all on stream. I'm going to plug twitch.tv/itsrody. Also where you will see the raid gameplay came from that you currently have in the background. But the campaign, to me, like I was saying, they delivered on every level that they knew they needed to. We got that fight that we needed. Savathun didn't just fall over. Like, that boss fight was 3 different boss fights in one. You got rid of her once, she reses with her ghost. You get rid of her again, you have to go kill her projections. You get back in there, she's pissed off. She's like, this is it, we're done. She throws everything at you, and you are going to be starting over every time if you are not careful. Now, normal mode, I'm not even going to say it because that goes without question. Like, she'll just fall over. You hit her with a Gallahorn shot or two, that part of her health bar will go down because she is health gated. So that goes without question, but that's expected too. You know, if you're going to do normal, you probably just want to get it done. You probably are just doing it on your other character. You know, we're not even talking about that. But legendary, if you have not done it and you consider yourself to play this game on a regular to this game, or you say, you know, you like Destiny and you play it all the time and you haven't done legendary, you are doing yourself a disjustice because you are missing out on an awesome piece of content. Now, the story itself, like I was saying, Bungie knew what they had to do. Bungie knew we need to deliver. We need to make this the expansion where we answer these questions. And this is where a lot of skepticism from myself and the community were like, okay, they know what needs to be done. They know what we want. Are they going to do it? And sure as hell they did. Like I said, the boss fight with Savathun, one of the best boss fights I've ever had in any game. In a story mission, at least. Raids, I don't count, because raids are supposed to be boss heavy. Like, the boss is supposed to be a tank. You're supposed to, work for that. I get that. But for a story mode, for a boss, well done, Bungie. All I can say, well done. And I said it before, I'm not going to sound like a broken record, but she will not just fall over if you're doing it on Legendary. You're going to have to earn that title. You're going to have to earn the right to say, I did Legendary campaign. So, along with that, leading up to all this as well, the fights with the Lucent Hive, those are also no joke. You need to take those seriously, because they will hurt you. The Acolyte, it hits you with those knives. You're dead. It's done. It's over. And there were numerous times in the Legendary campaign where we had to fight the same Lucent Hive 2 to 3 times because we physically couldn't go out and get the ghost once we killed it, and it would just res itself. But the enemies were so dense and so powerful that we couldn't even risk going out because you also have res tokens. So it's just definitely one of those things that you need to do it, and you need to experience it just to even have an idea of what I'm saying, I feel. And from the storytelling, I'm going to try and jump into there. Leading up to everything, we had these stepping stones leading up to Savathun, We worked with the Hive Ghost, Finch, rather. Sorry, not Flint, Finch. And I think Flint is Crow's Ghost, but Finch, and he is a really cool character, and there's a lot of lore behind him too. But, progressing through it, you learn what the campaign's going to be like, what you're going to be doing. And the storytelling, it's dominoes, one after another. You're knocking down the dominoes. And it was just some of the best storytelling I've seen in any game for a while. So overall, my feeling about the Witch Queen campaign, its story and everything, and the missions, Wellspring is a fun mission. The Vox mission is fun. To get the Dead Messenger wave frame with the Hard Light perk where you can change the burns. It's all really, really good, and they just brought in the new story mission, the replayable story missions. So those are going to be on a rotation. Overall, really, really, really good story, really good campaign, really good expansion drop. Queues were not bad. I got right in after maybe like a half hour of waiting, which was expected. So overall, it was a very pleasurable experience on day one. Now we're going to get into the raid, which is the gameplay you guys have been seeing in the background this whole time. And the raid, to me, this was another thing where we knew Bungie needed to deliver, where we knew that Bungie was going to pull something out, because Deepstone Crypt was not bad, but a lot of people did not like it because, like what happened in this, is that we knew what the Deepstone Crypt was going to be. But we killed Aramis in the campaign of Beyond Light, so we're like, who's the boss going to be? Oh, look, it's Taniks. There was nothing leading up that it was going to be Taniks. There was nothing, saying, oh, it's going to be this person. So that, to a lot of people, can piss them off, because it's like, you give us this godly boss like Aramis or even Savathun, and then it's like, we kill them right then and there, and now you're going to have a raid that's not even centered around the person you've been saying is going to be the big bad for this whole time. Like we shot him with a rocket launcher and they fell over and that's it. Like, I understand that. So when we killed Savathun in the campaign, a lot of people were like, well, what's the raid going to be? And then when we got that last cutscene where we saw the Witness, which, by the way, Bungie, I don't know who did the design for the Witness, but you deserve a raise, you deserve a promotion, you deserve anything you want in life, because for a game that's about aliens, you made something that looks like an alien. I mean, I've never seen anything like that before in my entire life, and my jaw dropped when I saw that for the first time. So, good on you, whoever came up with that design. But we were like, we just killed Savathun. What's this going to be? And then you get Rolk, the final boss of this raid, which will be in a few minutes. You guys will probably start seeing that encounter that we did. But he is not a pushover. And to me, and a lot of people, I've never played Elden Ring. I've never really played Dark Souls games. But a lot of people are saying that this reminds them of boss fights like that, just the way he walks around the room. The way he'll jet across the room and kick you off the map if you're not careful. On day one, when this was on contest, you couldn't even be in the vicinity of this man when he went across the room, because he would just kick you and you were done. That was it. And you could not afford to die on contest mode. I mean, it was brutal. This raid was brutal. And it was not even for the fact it was hard. It was just the mechanics were so unforgiving. And personally, I loved it. I personally loved it. I got the day one completion, and at the end of the day, I felt like I earned it. I went to bed after about 17 hours raiding, and I felt like I earned it. And I'm happy about that, along with a lot of people. A lot of people I talked to said, it felt good to get that done, because this boss is not easy. Same with Caretaker. A lot of people were like, Caretaker's not a hard boss. Just, if you're not careful, you'll get killed by the worms. You'll get killed by him stomping down to do the stun mechanic if you're not careful and you don't know how to maneuver. There was just everything. And it was clear that Bungie wanted this to be about team composition, to be about working together, because majority of this raid, you need to use everyone in your fire team. You cannot just keep saying, I'll just keep doing this, I'll just keep doing that, I'll just keep doing this. You don't worry about this. There's a point in this raid, at least at one point, and usually it's third encounter is what comes to mind for me, where everyone is going to have to do something. Everyone is going to have to hold one of those relics at one point, because you physically can't do it if you already did it and you have that timer. So someone's going to have to learn how to do something at some point. And I think that was good on Bungie. I think that was good on them for saying, we're going to make you earn this. We're going to make you work for it. If you want to get this clear and you want to get these weapons and you want to get this armor and you want rewards, you're going to do something. You can't just sit there and shoot things, which I think is awesome. I think that's good. People can disagree with me on that, but I really don't care. Now, when it comes to the raid, I will say that it's not difficult. It is not a hard raid to learn, and if you want to watch a guide on it, then I definitely would suggest Dado. I would suggest anyone in the community who has released one, because they are all very good. Like Rick Kakis, I'm sure he's going to do his raid guide like he usually does. Anyone you follow in the community, I'm sure any of the guides will be sufficient. But it is not a hard raid to learn, and it is also not a hard raid to teach if you are in that position where you want to start doing that. just also understand that you will be put through it. You will, like I said, have to do something. You cannot just sit there and request to shoot ads. And I feel that's going to deter a lot of people because some people are just like, I'm just here to get the clear. I don't want to do anything. I don't want to learn anything that's out of my wheelhouse. I just want to kill things. And this raid simply won't let you do that. This raid will not let someone just kill things. And again, I said it before. I like that. I do like that. Especially on the final boss where, like I said, you have to keep moving because even during damage phase, like you'll see, or if you're seeing it right now in the gameplay, he moves around. So you need to be able to, to be able to do damage on the fly. You need to be able to work around that. And, I understand some people are not, are not as good at that kind of gameplay, but that's where you have to adjust. That's where you have to learn. And, for some people that might deter them. So I definitely think that might be a negative to the raid, is that, some people, in some people's eyes, might be too difficult. And I understand that. But, closing thoughts, and I feel like I did ramble a little bit about things here. I didn't script this one because I really wanted to just really think about what I wanted to say. I didn't want to have to read from something because sometimes I find it's just a lot worse for me if I find putting my thoughts on paper. I find it's not genuine. Whereas if I'm thinking about it on the fly, I really, really, really say what I mean. And even if I reiterate a little bit, I still feel like it's genuine. So closing thoughts on the Witch Queen. Personally, they knocked it out of the park. The raid, the story, the difficulty of it, just whether you do legendary campaign, regular campaign, whether you did day one raid, everything about it was just really good. And I feel like Bungie, took our skepticisms and just threw them away and said, we're going to show you that we can do it. And I applaud you for that. If anyone from Bungie is watching this, which I highly doubt, but if you do, I want everyone there to know you guys did good. And a lot of people also forgot that they did all of this, and if not all, majority, and I'm pretty sure it was all, from home. So the fact that they were able to give us something on this grand of a scale, with this grand of a story arc, the raid, everything that they gave us from home, round of applause from everyone in the community, myself included, because you earned this one. And if you continue this the way you are going to have one of the best years on this game. And if you are playing right now and you did everything, you're currently playing through it, you probably agree with me on that. That the past year, after Beyond Light, the seasons were a little bit lackluster, but once we hit Season of the Splicer, I feel, storytelling got incredible, and then Season of the Lost, I feel like that kind of got a little dragged out just because of the time frame we had where they extended the release of Witch Queen, which was fine. I'm not going to hold that against them. They delivered. It wasn't like we waited for nothing. With what we got, I'll justify it. But the storytelling, just the past year, has been incredible. And they're just making it even better. So I'm thinking and hoping as the seasons go by, we'll get more in-depth story. We'll hear more about this witness. We'll learn about it. So that way when Lightfall comes, which I'm assuming is going to be directly about the witness and what they're doing and finally confronting the darkness, we'll be ready. And that story, I feel, is going to be another bombshell. So I'm excited for the future. I think now is as good of a time as any to get into Destiny, if not the best time, because right now you can jump in 1350, do the campaign, grab a few friends, maybe go on Legendary after you beat it once so you know what to expect, give yourself a challenge, get that 15-20 armor set guaranteed, get your free exotic armor piece, jump into the raid, have some fun, and I honestly don't think you can possibly have a bad time. Those are my final thoughts. Overall, overwhelming happiness is all I can say. That's all I feel. And I've been streaming every day. Twitch.tv/itsrody. Link in the description if you ever want to stop by. Every day I've been streaming. I streamed for about 17 hours on raid day. I streamed for 12 hours on Witch Queen launch day. And I've been streaming for about 3 to 4 hours every day after that when I can. skipping a day here and there. But if you really want to see some fun content, I highly suggest you stop by. So, it's been Rody, guys. I'm going to leave you guys with the last few minutes of the raid boss so you guys can see the kills. That way you guys can see all that. And in all honesty, too, this was probably one of the cleanest raid runs I've had of any raid. Honestly, the team I was running with, we were all FG. We all found ourselves on the Bungie looking for groups. And we first tried every encounter, including boss. So if you know anything about this raid, you know that third encounter can be a little hectic if you don't know what you're doing. So if any of you guys end up watching this, you know, GG to all of us, because this was honestly the most fun I've had in a while doing a raid. Like, we were joking, we were having fun. It was almost like we didn't even have to concentrate on the encounters because we just knew what we were doing. And that is a feeling that I have not felt in a very long time. So, it's been Rody. These have been my thoughts on Witch Queen. Again, if you're going to get into it, now is the time. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Comment what you think on Witch Queen if you have any different thoughts than me. If you're excited for the future of Destiny. If you guys need help with anything, like I said, stop by the stream. I will be more than happy to help with what I can. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace. Focus, focus, focus. It is Traveler.
Oh,
Duncan.
oh.
That one is Pyramid.
Black Hawk. Black beard,
Pyramid.
watch out.
Oh my
Black
god.
beard.
Again.
Well, my Titan is a fat ass, I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, oh.
Don't go for the res yet. Don't. I need to upgrade it still as well. Let him move away.
Okay, great.
Watch out.
Jumping pyramid.
Pyramid.
Good spot, good spot, good spot. Good spot.
Light,
Light.
light, light.
Face
This
out
should
the
be
bubble.
last one.
Alright, this one should be damage. Save your supers for final stand.
We could pop two. I'll pop a tether.
I'm a pop one.
Alright, strong stun coming up soon.
Final
Strong
stand.
stun. Supers. Everything, Alan.
Nice.
GG's.
Shooting me, boss.
Good job. Very clean run.
Don't kill.
That was
Full circle,
clean.
please.
That was clean.
That was a smooth one.
That was very